Okay, so it's a problem on the internet, and I forgot to put the link down for it. I'll try to figure out what that problem, I found that problem on the internet, try to link it to the place I originally saw the problem. But anyway, I want to go through what I would normally recommend students to do on a problem like this. And I'll go to the whiteboard to do that. So let's take a look. And the first thing is write the problem down. And the problem is, let me just, yeah, I got my pen out. So the problem is this over here. X plus 5 to the fourth power plus x plus 7 to the fourth power equals 272. Now this is a fourth degree polynomial, integer coefficients, real coefficients. I'm expecting to see four solutions to the problem, by the way. So what I'm going to do over here is I'm going to use what's called the rational root theorem. Now in the rational root theorem, what I need to do is get the leading coefficient, which I notice is going to be x4 plus x4, which is 2x4. I'm not too worried about what's in the middle of it, though, but I am worried about the end of it. And the end of it is a little bit complicated. It's 5 to the fourth plus 7 to the fourth minus 272 is equal to 0. And this number here, if you want to compute it, I don't think at this point I would compute it, though. I'll tell you why. It's going to be a big number. And if you do compute it, it's 2,754. And looking at it, you could certainly look at ratios right now, and rational root theorem would be the factors of this guy over the factors of 2. And the factors of 2 are easy. But I'm just thinking it's too much. And then I got to figure out the middle parts and blah, blah, blah at some point, or just plug it back in over here and see if it works out. All right, looks like a lot of work. So I'm going to say that maybe there's an easier thing to do. All right, but I'm still heading towards rational root theorem. So one thing that you could do is make a substitution. Let me write this one down again. X plus 5 to the fourth power plus x plus 7 to the fourth power equals 272. Now I want to pick something in between 5 and 7. I'm going to say x plus 6. And I'm going to say that's equal to u. Now you can make other substitutions, and you may wonder why I'm making that one over there. They differ by 1 from 5 to 7, all right? 6 differs by 1 from 5 to 7. So if you plug it in, let me write down what I mean by that. This is going to be, let's see, it would be u minus 1 equals x plus 5. And you would have u plus 1 would equal x plus 7. And these are going to be a lot easier to deal with. So x plus 5 is equal to u minus 1 to the fourth power. And x plus 7 is going to be u plus 1 to the fourth power, 272. That's going to be easier for me to handle, all right? And looking at this thing, just binomial theorem, it's really kind of easy. It's u4. Let me go through that with you. 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 3, 3, 1, 1, 4, 6, 4, 1. So this can be minus 4u cubed plus 6u squared minus 4, that's a 4 over here, u, and then it's going to be plus 1. I just did this part over here. All right, let me do this one now. Equal is easy. u4 plus 4u cubed plus 6u squared plus 4u plus 1. And this, when added together, is going to equal 272. All right, looking at this, what do you get? 2u4. It's kind of expecting that. These disappear. These disappear. You get 12u squared plus 2 equals 272. These numbers are much more manageable for me. And I'm going to look at this over here. 2u4 plus 12u squared minus 270 equals 0. I'm going to divide both sides by 2 now. And you get u4 plus 6u squared minus 135 is equal to 0. All right? Now, granted, someone look at that. I don't know what to do with that. It's quadratic in form. And I'll write this over here. It looks like u squared And the 135, although tricky, it's not that bad. It looks like 9 and 15 to me. 9 times 15, that's 90 and 45 is 135. And 9 and 15 differ by 6. I'll put this over here. Now, I immediately see two solutions to the problem right now. And looking at the first one, that's going to be u equals plus or minus 3. Because when you square plus or minus 3, you get 9, and I have my side of 0. The other one's a little trickier, isn't it? And that's going to be u squared equals minus 15. And u would equal plus or minus the square root of minus 15. And that's going to be plus or minus I root 15. Now, remember in the outset of the problem, you may want to go back and read that now. X has to be a real number. So I have my real numbers now, all right? That's not x, though. So someone says, what was x? Go back and remind yourself. And u was x plus 6. Sorry about that. Let's take a list and see if we can figure this out now. So if u is 3, I get x plus 6, which tells me x equals minus 3. That's one answer. Or, and they just want the real numbers. Those going to be minus 3. That's x plus 6. What does that give me? X equals minus 9. And there's two answers over here. And we're at the end of the story, by the way. Now, granted, there's other ways of doing the problem, and I want to suggest that you kind of look around for other possible ways of doing the problem, including using computer software, which I will go through. But anyway, there's the two answers, minus 3 and minus 9. If you want to check them, you can. Someone says, where would you check these guys? Over here. If you checked out x equals minus 3, and you plugged it in over here, what do you get? You're going to get 2 to the 4th power plus, and that would be 4 to the 4th power. Now, again, it does require some arithmetic over here, but you add them together, you should get 272. Maybe you should do that. 2 to the 4th power, 2 times 2 is 4, 8, 16. 4 to the 4th power, oh boy, that's going to be a tough one. 4 times 4 is 16, 64, and 64 times 4 is 240 and 16, 256. 256, that's 262, 272. All right? Again, if you want to check the minus 9 out, let me go through that with you. Kind of equally as easy, by the way. You get minus 4 to the 4th power plus minus 2 to the 4th power. And we just did those computations, by the way. I mean, what are you going to get? That minus 4 to the 4th power is going to be 256, and the minus 2 to the 4th power is going to be 16, and it does add up to 272. All right, we're done. Thank you.